Too gay for primetime TV and the nation's mecca for men who are gay?
Candidates campaign to the final bell in this long race. Their supporters here in South Florida are making sure they reach every single possible voter, encouraging them to hit the polls tomorrow. Local 10's Todd Tongan is live in Miami to show us just what that means.
Well, that was Charles Perez, and he was once a daytime talk show host in the mid-1990s. Then he moved on to man the anchor desk for ABC's affiliate down in the Miami area. Very successful anchor. Then came the bad reviews, suddenly and out of the blue, according to Perez. He says suddenly they called him into the office and told him he was, quote, too Brian Williams-like, too anchory, according to the top brass. Weeks later, someone leaks an email from Charles Perez to his therapist, in which Perez questions his, quote, gender identity. Back into the boss's office he went, and now the complaint from the boss allegedly was, you're too soft, too much giggling with your female co-anchor. You look like, quote, girlfriends on the set. Well, now Perez has been bounced to weekend anchor off of his primetime weeknight gig, and he is suing for discrimination. But does he actually have a case? Let's ask our panel, defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh and Fox News anchor and legal analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle. Morning, panel.
Good morning.
Well, this guy's very well known. And he says, look, I'm openly gay. There was no secret I was gay. But once my sexual preference started to hit the airwaves in various forms because I was going through this dispute with my ex-lover, it was too much for the station. They broke the law, they demoted me, and now they have to pay for it. Kimberly, can he make that case?
He can absolutely make this case. This is no coincidence. The timing is spot on in terms of him being able to bring a case. Let me tell you something. This was right after a profile piece came out about him, specifically about his sexual orientation in the Miami Herald. Then he gets called into the office, and then they start coming up with these fabricated excuses that he's too Brian Williams. Like, what do you mean? That he's too awesome? The guy's only the most successful male anchor out there right now. It's a joke. This is because of his sexual orientation. You know why? Because they were afraid that Charles Perez was going to walk into the newsroom one day, pass the coffee, and all of a sudden he's Rosie Perez. Do you understand? That's the issue. Gender identity, not because he was just too gay.
And by the way, we should point out, he has come out and said he has no gender identity issues, and he's not going to get into what he said to his therapist, and that email never should have been leaked. He says it was leaked by his ex-lover who hacked into his email account. But in any event,
it was, look at this. Ludicrous.
Mark, why are you sleeping through Kelly's court?
I really I want to know, Mark.
Is it my turn? Thank you, Kimberly. The sheer length of her arguments affords me the opportunity to catch up on some needed rest.
Oh, quit your whining. Let's hear it.
Now.